Welcome to the He's Got Issues Independent Comics Edition number 10. I'm John Cooney, here to preview new independent comics being released April 24th, 2013, beginning alphabetically with Boom Studios and Deathmatch number 5. Brand new arc, perfect jumping on point for new readers. The second round of the Ultimate Deathmatch begins here. Which fan favorite characters are on a collision course, and what does last month's shocking reveal mean for the Rat and the Manchurian? The mysteries grow deeper and casualty list grows longer as Deathmatch continues. Next, we've got Freelancers number 5. New arc starts here. Join the new beginning for this groundbreaking series. After making peace with their past, Val and Cass are ready to move forward and dominate the freelance industry. A new case sends them on a madcap dash around the Southland, and we get a glimpse of Patrick Sunnyside's past career as a blaxploitation star. Get ready for some rollicking kung fu action all up in your face. We've also got Peanuts number 8. As Lucy struggles to break Linus of his new weird balloon-blowing obsession, Linus must teach her to embrace his newfound talent. Can Lucy make Linus into the normal brother she so desperately wants him to be? Charles Schultz's beloved creations keep going strong with all new stories mixed with adored Schultz original Sunday strips. And we've got Steed and Mrs Peel number 7. Steed and Mrs Peel enter the suicide town. John Steed and Emma Peel travel up the coast to a small seaside community to investigate what should be a minor issue. But things become increasingly bizarre and deadly by the moment. Another all-new tale of the smashing spy duo. From Dark Horse Comics, we've got Amala's Blade number 1. The kingdom of Namron is bitterly divided into warring factions, the low-tech purifiers and the high-tech modifiers. Both fear the Great Vizier's deadliest assassin, Amala, but for all her lethal skills, Amala is drawing too much attention for the Vizier's taste. So what better way to deal with the troublemaker cutthroat than to send her on a suicide mission? Next, we've got Angel and Faith number 21. The time has come for Angel to make good on his promise to resurrect Giles, but at the same time, Season 9's big bads, Pearl and Nash, together with Angel's own mentor, Whistler, gather the final pieces needed to harness the last magical powers on Earth for their own apocalyptic plan. Final arc begins, executive produced by Joss Whedon, Angel's moment of truth, showdown with the season's big bads, distrust and accusations among the heroes. Next, we've got The Answer number 4 of 4. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. Can Devon and The Answer think their way free of the brain trust before Chemical X breaks their brains for good? The explosive conclusion to the superhero mystery. We've also got B.P.R.D. Vampire number 2 of 5. On the hunt for the vampire clan that cursed him, Simon Anders finds his answers in a small Czech town plagued by a horrific family's past. This is a direct sequel to the critically acclaimed B.P.R.D. 1948 from the Eisner Award-winning creators of Day Tripper and from the pages of Hellboy. Next, we've got Dark Horse Presents number 23, another issue of 2012's Best Anthology, another collection of amazing comics. Premiering this issue, Dan Jolie and Leonard Kirk's supervillain tracker Clev is back out of prison to help the FBI hunt an invisible killer. Fred Van Lent and Freddie Williams II delve into the world of psychic espionage in Brain Boy, and Peter Hogan and Phil Winslade pull you in another magical dimension with King's Road. Dan Jolie's Bloodhound comes to Dark Horse. We've also got Dragon Age Until We Sleep number 2 of 3. Enter the Fade, where the life you always imagine is yours as long as you never wake up. Dwarven rogue Varric Tethras travels through the realm of magic and fantasy, rescuing his companions from the dreams and nightmares that have imprisoned their minds. Will our heroes remember the truth in time to stop the most evil of mages from making his dream a reality? Story by David Gadier, lead writer of the Dragon Age games and novels, an essential addition to the Dragon Age canon, perfect entry point into this epic fantasy. Next, we've got the massive number 11. Following a mutiny, the crew of the Capitol are in a race against time to catch their increasingly elusive sister ship, the Massive, when a school of aggressive great white sharks cross their path. We've also got Mind Management number 10. Only the Futurist can help Lynn and Maru find Mind Management's hidden training ground, Shangri-La, but how can they track a man who knows every move before they do? And we've got Star Wars Legacy Volume 2, Prisoner of the Floating World number 2. Anya Solo found a lightsaber inside a broken Imperial communications droid. Now she's being pursued by the local police and a determined Imperial knight who is willing to kill to get the weapon. Fortunately, as a black market salvage dealer, Anya has made some formidable friends of her own. The Solo family 138 years after Return of the Jedi. From Dynamite Entertainment, we've got Bionic Woman number 9. Jamie has a war on her hands when a wave of fembots launch an all-out attack on the Russian mob, the Russian government, and pretty much everything Russian. But which side of the war will the Bionic Woman choose, and how will her new abilities affect the fight? We've also got Garth Ennis' Jennifer Blood, number 26. Stone Cold Vigilante Jennifer Blood is no longer trapped in the confines of the domestic life. No, now she's the most notorious inmate in the Los Chicalas Women's Correctional Facility, and she fears that she's been targeted by someone beyond the bars and barbed wire, who could possibly have the connections and inclination to reach her in prison. Next, we've got Masks, number 6. The Shadow, Green Hornet, and other heroes have infiltrated the stronghold of the Justice Party, but are they prepared for the dark secrets held within? Meanwhile, the new Zorro and Black Bat stand together, overwhelmed as Black Legion troopers flood the city streets. And what has become of the Spider? We've also got Queen Sonja, number 35, final issue. It ends where it began, in the heart of Hyrcania itself. Red Sonja is queen no more, but before she's done with the realm of crowns and kings, there's royal blood yet to be spilled, and her homeland yet to free. And we've got Shadow, number 12. When robbers use deadly tactics to commit a series of bank holdups, the Shadow scours the underbelly of Manhattan to find the culprits. Will his plan to put together his own robbery trap the criminals, or simply lead to another murderous bank heist? The Shadow knows. From IDW, we've got Alan Roberts' Killogy, number 4 of 4. Frank Vincent from Goodfellas, The Sopranos, Marky Ramone from The Ramones, and Bray Grant from Heroes and Dexter take on the zombie apocalypse in this blood-soaked dark comedy from Crawl to Me mastermind Alan Robert. The uber-violent grand finale grabs the undead by the cannolis. Don't miss it. Next, we've got G.I. Joe number 3, Choose Your Path. You become Duke, leader of the G.I. Joe team, as he begins his journey to become a real American hero. You make the life or death decisions, or is Duke just being tortured horrifically at the hands of the Baroness, and this is a way of dealing with it, a never-ending branching series of might-have-beens, or is it both? Next, we've got Haunted Horror number 4. The critics are screaming about Haunted Horror. We're talking 1950s contraband horror comics. How sexy is that sentence? Says Bree Ogden of The Literary Life. The best in classic horror comics, says Lonnie Nadler of Bloody Disgusting. Classic stories that haven't seen the light of day in decades, says Rue Morgue magazine. And juicy vintage comic book horror, says film director Larry Lost Skeleton of Cadabra Blamemeyer. With Haunted Horror, you can now be just like one of those juvenile delinquents that Wordham warned us about, says Todd the Mayor Franklin of Nito Coolville. And we've got Highways number 4 of 4. Bendy's secrets hide in the asteroid belt, and our crew have just found themselves thrust into the biggest one of all. Questions will be answered, but some of those answers may turn out to be questions of their own. We've also got Jinnrise number 4 of 5. Saved from interstellar forces, student Andrew Marcus's fate rests in the hand of a Eunice, a boy in control of a living myth, a Jinn, or genie. But can a single Jinn stand against these invaders, led by their greatest warrior, Lahasad Brim? The answer might depend on a wild card, a mysterious stranger who might be a friend or a foe. Next, we've got Judge Dredd, Year 1, Number 2, The Long Hard Road, Part 2. When Jews across the sector start manifesting psychic abilities, Dredd must team up for the first time with Psi Division to combat the spreading chaos. But just what is causing this Psi outbreak as it crosses the dimensions, and what does it have in store for Mega City 1? We've also got Kill Shakespeare, The Tide of Blood, number 3 of 5. With Hamlet in the clutches of Lady Macbeth, Juliet and Romeo grapple with the island's powers and their past to save him and themselves. But another even greater threat has entered the stage, Prospero, the mad wizard whose dominion over the island promises a deadly end for our heroes. Next, we've got Kiss Solo number 2 of 4. The four who are one go it alone. It's the Starchild's turn to rock a solo riff in Goodbye, an interstellar romp featuring a cosmic bounty hunter who needs to bring in one last bad guy in order to return home to his beloved wife forever. The only problem is nobody's ever gone after this baddie in his dark domain and survived. But what if there's a star to light the way? We've also got My Little Pony Friendship is Magic number 6. Nightmare Moon returns, but it's not the same old Nightmare Moon. Someone new, someone close to our heroes, has taken the mantle. What will the ponies do when danger hits so close to home? Read it and find out. We've also got My Little Pony Micro Series number 3 of 6. Rarity is in need of some well-deserved R&R after working hard on her new fashion line. A sweet spa retreat turns sour when Rarity learns that the establishment is a little too down to earth. How will the resourceful pony make the best out of this rustic situation? Read on to find out. Next, we've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 21. In this special issue drawn by TMT co-creator Kevin Eastman, the Turtles have struggled to survive against unstoppable enemies and impossible odds. The time has come for the next stage of their training to begin. The lesson turns deadly, though, when a mysterious new opponent arrives and teaches the Turtles they have much left to learn. We've also got Transformers More Than Meets the Eye number 16. Aftermath, the battle for the lost light is over. As the survivors bury the dead, one Autobot begins a secret journey that will change everything. This special issue marks the beginning of Remain in Light, the game-changing finale to the first More Than Meets the Eye mega story arc. And we've got True Blood number 12, Alan Ball's hit HBO series, the sensually sizzling story of the lives and loves of vampires, mind readers, and all manner of creatures, continues with creative collaboration from True Blood creator, writer-producer Alan Ball. Actor-writer Michael McMillian continues the climactic arc that threatens to rip up Bon Temps at its roots. From Image Comics, we've got Clone number 6, a new story arc. Luke Taylor's true nature has been revealed, but his fight to rescue his wife and newborn daughter back is just the beginning. Now that Beta and the second generation of clones have been unleashed, how can Luke survive against his younger, stronger, more ruthless self? We've got Darkness number 112, Twisted Tales of Hope. On the verge of adolescence, Jackie's daughter Hope is following in her father's footsteps and is starting to grow into the young lady that she was always destined to become. But there's darkness in her blood, and when she wanders into the woods alone, surrounded by things that go bump in the night, Hope wonders if she is the creature to actually fear. Next, we've got Distant Soil number 39. 15-year-old Lyanna now sits on the throne of the Avatar, a living weapon of mass destruction, the most powerful psionic in the universe, and she's pointed directly at Earth. Back after a 6-year hiatus, the final chapter of the critically acclaimed space opera begins in a bi-monthly release from Image and Shadowline. We've got East of West number 2, Sons of Prophecy. Following the high crimes of the debut issue of East of West, the fallout spreads across the broken nations of America. Forces align to stave off the apocalypse, while equally powerful ones do everything they can to bring it to pass. One of the most exciting new books of the year, this is East of West, a brand new ongoing monthly comic book from award-winning team of Marvel's FF, Jonathan Hickman and Nick Dragotta. Next, we've got 5 Weapons, number 3 of 5. At the annual school festival, Tyler is caught in a battle between the Archery Club and the Exotic Weapons Club, but a new threat emerges from outside the school that could blow his cover and ruin everything. We've also got I Love Trouble, number 5. Mars ain't the kind of place to raise your kids. Things just aren't going well for Felicia when she starts experiencing breaks with reality after her work as an assassin begins to take an emotional toll. Doesn't help that she finds out just how deep Johnny's betrayal goes, either. Next, we've got Invincible number 102. It's Nolan versus Throg on the surface of the moon, as still more secrets about the Viltrumite Empire are revealed. And we've got Jupiter's Legacy number 1. The comic book event of 2013 finally arrives as superstar creators Mark Millar and Frank Quitely give us a superhero epic that all future comics will be measured by. The world's greatest heroes have grown old, and their legacy is a poisonous one to the children who will never live up to their remarkable parents. Unmissable. Next, we've got Las Vegas number 2 of 4. The clock has started. Roland has 24 hours to make his move. But when he uncovers the darkest secret of Las Vegas, will the information help him, or will he be in even more danger? Hint, let's go with more danger. The Eisner Award-winning team of Jim McCann and Janet Leigh reunite to create a universe filled with intrigue and a high-stakes heist. We've got Manhattan Projects number 11, Building. Following the dramatic events of the Logic Revolution, what will the Science Lords of the Manhattan Projects do with an Earth they now completely control? Nothing good. The thrilling feel-good bad science series continues in the Manhattan Projects number 11, Building. We've got Mighty Skull Kickers number 1. Mighty Skull Kickers, a classic relaunch that blazes a new trail with familiar fan favorite sensibilities. A bold new direction, a continuing story, and a brand new adjective. Our 21st issue is a brand new number 1. Our B cover is a variant with the original numbering in case readers want their issue super duper old school. P.S. Retailers, shelf this numero uno alongside the mighty comics you might have hanging around the shop. Tell them it's the latest and greatest thing, because it is. Next, we've got Morning Glories number 26, The Waiting Game. Season 2 of the smash hit series begins here with a special full-size and possibly priced $1 prelude. The perfect jumping-on point for collection readers looking to move to single issues. Next, we've got Whispers number 5, Sam Fights the Devil. And we've got Witch Doctor Malpractice number 6 of 6. This is it. Doc Morrow's last stand against the forces making his life hell. If Morrow and his allies fail here, all of Arkham, Oregon will suffer. Too bad he screws it up. Oops. Spoilers. Now, I don't usually do trades for the independents because there's so many titles out each week, but I wanted to mention two that are coming out. First is Invincible, the Ultimate Collection Volume 8 hardcover. In the aftermath of the Viltrumite War, friends become enemies, enemies become allies, and Mark Grayson's future as Invincible ends here. Collects Invincible number 85 to 96. And Morning Glories Volume 4, Truant's trade paperback. Still reeling from the climactic events of PE, the Glories find themselves lost in time and space, confronted by a new group of students who might be even more dangerous than the faculty themselves, the truants. Questions are answered and new mysteries emerge as Season 1 comes to a shocking end. Collects Morning Glories number 20 to 25. Okay, so that's a look at a long list of some of the top independent publishers this week, but there's still plenty of other books out as well, so be sure to check out my YouTube channel at he'sgotissues.com to see both the Marvel and DC videos for this week, as well as my usual roundup of all my favorites for the week with a little more depth and insight than you get here. And if you like these videos, be sure to let me know by leaving a comment and subscribing. You can also follow He's Got Issues on Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest to see everything I'm reading as I read it. So until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.